if you are going to the Masters this year or know somebody who is going for the first time, I'm going to give you the tips of the trade. We are going to talk Masters. All right, throw it up, Spencer. All right, guys, here's the deal. If you are going to the Masters for the first time, it is like Disney World. It's Disney World for the golf fan. And I say that in some ways as somebody who's been going out there for a long, long time. You know, when I first started going to the tournament, uh, the the practice facility, the tournament practice area right here, this wasn't a thing. This was a gravel parking lot. I used to park in that gravel parking lot, and they had they had tents that they would take up and down where they would bring patrons in. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now the club has purchased a lot of land on in adjacent property across Berkman's Road, which is over here. We don't see it here on the diagram. Is where some of the parking is. Um, and now, you know, where you used to walk across Berkman's Road, now they've got a tunnel there that you walk underneath. How they got this thing erected in a year from, I believe it was from 2017 to 2018, they got all of this, you know, all this landscaping done. And it looks like it's been there forever is beyond me. But um, you're going to park. I want you to go, if you're this is your first time, I want you to go through the north gate. And you're going to go through, this is the entrance right here. It's now a permanent structure. And I'm telling you, it looks like Disney World. And I'm pretty sure that there's been some sort of consultation with Disney. As we imagine, everything out at Augusta is green, but they have the hidden green. If you go to Disney, you've seen plenty of hidden green things that they will put up if they don't want you to see something, and it just kind of diverts your eye away from it. Uh, but this gate that you're going to walk in right here, permanent structure, beautiful white, like brilliant white, big Rolex clock out there. But I want you to come through that north gate. You're going to walk here. You're going to go past the practice facility. Now, if you are going on a tournament day, then you're going to want to get a pairing sheet. You're going to want to get a pairing sheet. That's going to tell you what time people are going off, what groups they're in. I do want to back up here just a second. When I go to this tournament, I walk in with my badge and a lanyard. I'm not taking a chair, right? I'm not carrying that thing around all day. I don't advise you to take a chair. There are places that you're going to be able to sit down in the stands. I'm going to talk to you about that. I want to go in as unencumbered as possible. Okay? So, no cell phones. If you don't know, you're not taking your phone in. You can take an Apple Watch or a Garmin or something like that. But take a watch, but there's no phones that you're going to take in with you. I wouldn't even take a chair, right? But you're going to want to get a pairing sheet if you're going on a tournament day. Now, they've got these, as you're starting to get over towards the tournament practice facility, they've got these little birdhouse looking things that have the tournament or that have the pairing sheets in them. Please don't go and get one right there. If you do, everybody who's been there plenty of times like me is going to recognize that this is your first time. Do not pick one up right here. You're going to pick one up in a little bit. But people are going to be making a dash to get right there. Don't be one of them, okay? You can take in the beauty of the practice facility that's right here. The practice facility is only open for the tournament. So even if you're a member of Augusta National, you're not using this practice facility. Too bad, so sad. Okay. You're going to walk around right here. This building right here, this is the golf shop. This is where you're getting your merch. Okay. You know, if this is your first time, you're probably going to want to get some merch. I throw down in there pretty heavy. every time I'm there. JC talked about it this morning on the morning show. I do have a fairly extensive collection of Masters memorabilia, clothing and otherwise. And it has been sourced from this building right here. So you want to get there early if you can. There's going to be a queue that forms, and you're going to come in here and you're going to go around the ropes. Again, it's going to be like Disney World waiting to get on a ride. It's going to be your turn. Go in, get your stuff. If you're there early enough, get your stuff. When you walk out, you're going to take a left. You're going to come back around over here. They have a UPS shipping and a check stand. So if you don't live close, in the area and you want to ship your stuff home, they've got a UPS shipping spot right here. You can go in there with all your stuff, give it to them, put it in a box, ship it home, right? But even if you do live close, I'm telling you, you don't want to carry this stuff around all day. You don't want to have to walk back out to the parking lot. It's a haul. So if you're there early enough, you go to the check stand, leave your stuff. You're going to take your little cards that they give you, put them in your lanyard. If you don't have a lanyard, guess where you can buy one? Right here in the golf shop. Get one, badge, credit cards, and your claim tickets for your stuff. Okay. You're going to walk down. You've got a little concession stand right here if you want to get a little breakfast or something. And then depending on what time it is, if you've got time, if you want to mosey around and go and get your picture at Founder Circle with the clubhouse in the background, you can do that. You're going to walk up this way. There's a famous old oak tree that if you watch the Masters before, it's right there. You're going to walk past that, walk past the putting green, go down over here to the par 3, loop around, and you're going to come and get your picture taken here at Founder Circle if you want to do that. Okay. Now, I told you, do not get your pairing sheet back over here with all the noobs. You can get a pairing sheet right here, right? The main scoreboard is right here. You can get a pairing sheet right here. And that one typically tends to be full because everybody has gotten theirs already. So I have a process for how I see the course, and I break it into 2 sections. The morning section is what I call the Blitzkrieg. We're going to be doing a lot of walking, but you're going to be able to see the entire golf course. Okay. I don't think, you can do it obviously whatever you want to do, but I would not walk the course sequentially, right? I wouldn't say I'm going to walk 1 and then 2. No, here's what you're going to do. You're going to come out. You're going to cross number 1 right here, right? If you're there on a tournament day, people may be teeing off, right? You can watch them hit their tee shots, and they're going to be landing, somewhere in here. But you're going to walk across 1. You're going to walk across 9, right? When you're walking across 9, you can look up towards the green. You can't really see the surface of the green. If you've never been out there, I'm telling you, your comment to people when you get back is, I cannot believe how hilly it is out there. You really can't tell on TV. But you can look, up towards 9 green. But you're going to walk here across 9. You're going to come over here to the side of 18. Okay. Nobody's going to be here at this point in time. This is the morning. And so you're going to walk along the side of 18. You're going to come down here. There is another concession stand right here. If you need something, stop and grab it. Okay. They also have little phone banks and stuff right here, bathrooms if you need to make a call, or bathrooms if you need to go to the bathroom, phone bank if you need to make a phone call. But you're going to keep walking right there, and then you're going to cross in front of the 18th tee. Now, you can either cross in front of it, you can walk around the ropes, right, all the way back here if you want to get a glimpse of what this tee shot looks like, and it is tight. I could not imagine from that box right there. This is unbelievably narrow. But you can walk back here. They got a little TV tower you can walk underneath. But then you're going to come over here. You're going to walk beside the 10th green. And you're going to be able to look at the screen. Again, nobody's going to be here. You're almost going to have a private tour of the course. You're doing this in the morning. You're going to see the 10th green. Look back over here at the McKenzie bunker, the most famous bunker on the course. It's not in play. It's purely decorative. But you'll be able to look back up here. You can't see the tee. It's going to be way back up the hill around to the right. But you're going to, again, say, holy cow, that is a very steep hill that they're hitting their tee shot down and into this green. From there, you are going to pivot. You're going to walk in front of the 15th tee while you're on the crosswalk here, or they do have a little cart path that you can walk on in front of it. You can look down the 15th fairway. You can see where these guys are hitting their tee shots. But you're going to cross there, and you're going to walk up behind the 14th green. Fun fact, the 14th hole, named Chinese Fir, all of the holes at Augusta National are named after some flowering plant. But the 14th hole is the only hole on the golf course that doesn't have water or a bunker. Its only defense is the green. It's the largest green on the golf course, but maybe half of it is playable. So you're going to walk up, stand behind this green right here. You're going to be able to walk right to the ropes. Nobody's going to be there, right? Because everybody else is still going to be traversing the front nine. Okay, we're heading to Amen Corner, and we're basically by ourselves. But you're going to be able to look at all the undulation in this green. Really incredible. From there, you're going to pivot again. You're going to walk back over here to the side of 11 fairway. If you really feel like it, walk all the way back to the tee. It's a haul. I'd rather just come here and look. And then you're going to walk down the side of 11, and this is the beginning of Amen Corner. So you're going to come and stand right here. There's some grandstands right here. You're not going to get in them, but you're just going to walk down in front of the grandstands. And if you're there early enough, like I said, you're going to be out there by and large on your own, and you can just stay and take in the majesty that's in front of you. 11 green over here to your left. You got the scoreboard right there. And then you're going to be able to, you're going to be behind 12T looking out over to the green here. So number 12, Golden Bell, probably the most famous par 3 in golf, right? Maybe 7 at Pebble Beach rivals it, but just stay here for a minute and take in what you're seeing. It's going to be very special. You've got another concession stand here, bathrooms if you need to use them. Enter the concession stand from this side. You're going to come out over here. They got a few little bar top tables that you can have your food and beverage if you need it. And then you're going to walk down kind of over here to the point. You're going to be able to look back over here across Rays Creek to the 13th tee. There will not be any golf going on here at this point in time, right? You're only seeing the golf course. But you're going to be able to look back here to the 13th tee and notice the undulation in this fairway, how heavily sloped it is towards the creek. You're going to walk around the ropes over here, and you're going to come to this crosswalk right here in front of 14. But so as you're here, you're going to stop. You want to take in the beauty of this green, right? So the 13th hole, Azalea, probably the most photographed hole, picturesque hole at Augusta National. If the temperature stays right and all of these azaleas over here are in bloom, it is unbelievably special. But stay here for a minute, take that in, and then cross the 14th hole right here. So we saw the 14th green already. We're going to walk in front of the 14th tee, and then we're going to continue to go across the 15th fairway. So we're going to go through this lower crosswalk on 15. When you get there and you're in the middle of the crosswalk, stop, come to the front of it, stop, just turn and look at the green. Remember, we had already crossed this back over here, and the guys are going to be hitting their tee balls, somewhere in here. If they're laying up, they're going to lay up probably somewhere down in this area. But go and stand right there and just look at this green and go, could you imagine, a left pin on this green, how narrow that looks? You'll be able to see how severely sloped this is back towards the water. It's really incredible. Really incredible. But stop and take that in. Keep crossing 17 right here. So the famed Eisenhower tree on 17, no longer with us, a victim of an ice storm a handful of years ago. The Eisenhower tree was named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was a member at Augusta National, and he used to hit a fade, and he would always hit that pine tree right there as he was trying to play a fade back into this hole, back into this fairway. And he petitioned to have it taken down many times. They never did, but they did memorialize that tree after him. But it was a victim of an ice storm, no longer there anymore. But you're going to cross 17 right here, and then you're going to walk back to the left over here, and you're going to go behind 17T, walk over here, and stand behind the 16th green. People are going to have put a bunch of chairs down over there behind 16 green. None of them will be there at this point in time. You can walk right up to the ropes. It's going to be still and quiet out there, and just stay there and take it in. Just take it in. Look back across the tee, right? If you're here during the practice rounds, right, Monday, Tuesday, they're going to be trying to skip it right here on 16 to get to the green. Is kind of the pastime for the practice rounds. But from there, you're going to pivot. You're going to walk up here behind the 6th green. So 6 par 3. You're going to walk up. So you probably are going to start to see some golf at this point in time. So I just want you to walk up on the hillside back over here behind the green and watch a group or so, come down, right? Watch them hit in, watch them putt out. And then you're going to walk down this side of 6. You're going to come up this hill, little cardiac hill here, dig those toes in, climb that hill, come up here. You can watch a group or so tee off on 6 if you want to. And then you're going to cross 5. 5, probably one of my favorite holes at Augusta National. Very underappreciated, I would say. But probably one of the most difficult holes out there, very underrated. But you're going to cross 5 right here at this crosswalk short of the green. You're going to walk down the outside of the 5th fairway all the way down here. You're going to be able to watch guys tee off back here, hit their tee balls somewhere right in this area. You can now walk all the way back behind the 5th tee. I typically tend just to cross at the crosswalk that's right here, and then walk over here to the left side of the 4th green, par 3. Just kind of stand right here. There are grandstands right here, but you can just kind of stand right over here, watch some of these guys, hit into the green or putt out. Keep walking up here, cross, or you can walk up to this side of and see 3 green. But I like to cross 4 right here in front of the 4th tee. You can walk up over here, watch some of the guys hit their tee shots into 4, and then from there, it's probably right. If we're doing all this in the morning, at this point in time, It's probably about 10:30, 10:30, 11 o'clock. I want you to walk up. There's a cart path right here. You're going to have a nice little stroll through the woods. There is a concession stand right here. Bathrooms, phone bank. Uh, Go and use that. I feel like it's probably the least trafficked of all of the concessions and bathrooms that are out there, even though it has become a little more popular as of late. Get your stuff. You're going to come back over here and you can watch some of the guys who have teed off on two, hit their second shots where they're either laying up or going for it on two. But you're going to cross two uh, over here at this scoreboard, and you're going to go and you're going to sit in the grandstands behind the eighth green. Okay. So you're going to stay there for probably an hour or so. So you've been walking a lot at this point in time. You've been on the Blitzkrieg session. So you're going to take a breather, have your beverage, sit in those grandstands for 45 minutes to an hour or more. I really, so at this point in time, by the time you're getting there, if it's right around lunch, that's probably about right, 11:30, 12 o'clock, stay there for an hour or more. Watch a number of groups come in. When you leave from here, you're going to get out of these grandstands. You're going to walk in front of the ninth tee. And then you're going to come over here to one green. You're going to be just left of one green. Now you're coming here at around 1 o'clock, maybe 1:15ish. You've got some marquee groups in the afternoon that are teeing off. Now, at this point in time, because a lot of people start their day on the front side of the course and they work in, we've already seen deep into the course. We're working our way back. The first green is pretty empty at this point in time. And this tournament is big enough now where it is almost impossible for you to follow a particular golfer, particularly if they're a marquee name, right? If Tiger's playing, forget about following Tiger. Scotty, Rory, Phil, you're still not following Phil. You can't follow anybody. You've got to get out in front of them. You've got to let the tournament come to you. So, but you're going to get here around 1 o'clock, and you're going to be able to walk right up onto the ropes here on the left side of one green and just stand there. And you're going to wait for the last of the groups to come in. You may be there for an hour and a half, but you're going to be on the ropes. One of my favorite stories from a handful of years ago, I'm doing this, and traditional Thursday pin location is over here on the left side of the green, just on the edge. And Tiger's coming through. I'm on the ropes. Tiger hits his second shot into this hole, misses left. The ball spins down right to my feet. And so gallery guards come over. They got to take the ropes down. We've all got to back up. And so I wait for people to clear behind me, and I start backing up, and his mom is right behind me. And so I asked her, I said, Mrs. Woods, would you like to step up here and watch your son? And she said, oh, yeah, thank you. So she steps up, and Phil Knight is right behind her. The beauty of this golf tournament is it doesn't matter who you are. There's only one way to see it, and you got to be out there. Okay, so you're going to run into some interesting people, but you're going to stay there until that last group comes in. You're going to see some of those marquee groups on the ropes. Once they clear, you are going to make a beeline for yourself. You're going to walk down 9. Okay, you can walk down in between 9 and 1. Cross 9. You're going to go back to this concession stand right here. You can walk over here to 8th tee. Right, we spent some time already at the 8th green. Cross 8. You can come and get behind the second green just to look at it, say that you were there. But then you're going to walk behind 7 green. You're going to go and cross 17 fairway, 15 fairway, because you're going to post up for the afternoon right here. We're entering into the Sitzkrieg, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to spend our afternoon seated in the grandstands left of the 15th green. There are two sets of grandstands here. I want you to be in the one furthest up. Okay? I want you to be in the one furthest up. So you're going to see the grandstands when you get there. Don't go up the first set of stairs. Walk in between them, right? They open up, walk in between them, go up the stairs on the left. And then from there, get you a spot, couple rows up. You're going to be able to watch these guys hit their second or third shots into 15. You're going to be able to watch them putt out. Now, while you won't be able to watch them strike the ball on 16, you can watch the balls land on the 16th green and watch them putt out. You've got a scoreboard right in front of you right there, so you'll be able to monitor what's going on in the tournament. This is a great place to spend the afternoon, and you stay there as long as you want. You can let the action come to you. I like to get posted up there probably by 3:15, 3:30 at the latest, and just hang out. Stay as long as you want. They will tell you to leave at some point in time. But that is the tips or the tricks of the trade, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. And then from there, you're just going to walk out. You're not carrying stuff around with you. You're going to stop at the check stand. You're going to get your stuff. You're going to walk to the car, and you are going to have had an absolutely phenomenal day. So, look, I hope this helps somebody. I've been doing this a long time. I still see this golf course the exact same way every time because I know I'm going to get to see the course. I'm going to get to take in the majesty that is Augusta National Golf Club. And then I'm going to be posted up and I'm going to let the tournament come to me. So if you know somebody who's going to the tournament or it's their first time and they're pumped, they're excited, they should be, but you got to show them this. This is the roadmap. This is what you do. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in for this latest installment of the $1 Million Question. As always, if you have questions for us, send us an email, info@reveillewealth.com. We love hearing from everybody. But thank you so much for spending your time with us this morning. I'm Stephen Weitzel. I'll see you next time. Take care.